everyone. Tony Vlahos here, Chief Marketing Officer of Execunet. And I'm speaking today with Kathy Caprino. Kathy, of course, is America's leading career coach for women leaders. Kathy, it's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
So I just want to ask you a few questions. The first is, tell me please, from any time in your life, what tough choices have you made that now guide or influence how you make new tough decisions?
Great question. There have been numerous along the way, but one that comes to mind is my second complete career reinvention. And briefly, I had 18 years in corporate, and they were bumpy. They were not, on the outside I was successful, on the inside it didn't feel successful. And then I got laid off, and that was an easy decision. Let me go do something helpful, and I became a therapist. What was the very tough decision was, after 5 years of that, it wasn't a perfect fit in many, many ways. And so the question was, and I was being trained as a coach as well, the question was, do I now reinvent again? After spending a lot of money for the masters, a lot of years, and I thought long, hard, and I said, have I come this far? And now I'm over 40. This is not an easy thing. Have I come this far to settle yet again? So I made the decision to go for it, become a coach, then pursue writing, and it's the best thing I've ever done. What does that mean? I think I now understand that the best decisions are made when we align or when they honor all key aspects of ourselves. The mind, the heart, the spirit, right? And also that they tap into what you need emotionally, behaviorally, and spiritually. So in other words, if something just fits your checkbook, but it doesn't liven you up, it doesn't make you feel like you know why you're on the planet, that's not necessarily the best decision in the long haul. And vice versa. Just pursuing passion, but if you can't feed your family, that can be a tough decision. So align it with everything that you are, every part of your identity, and I think that's the best decision.
What a marvelous answer. So what are 1, 2, or 3 of the toughest challenges that organizational leaders need to overcome to lead us into the future?
Do we have an hour? As you know, I focus on helping women advance in business. And so I'm constantly looking at diversity. And I would have to say this, of all the leaders I've met, and I've met a lot of them, one thing that there's a gap about is embracing, not just addressing diversity, not just figuring out, how many women do I need, how many people of color do I need, but bringing it in so that you're surrounding yourself with people that are not like you. What I see over and over are leaders that surround themselves with people who think and act and behave and problem solve and have the same assumptions, like we heard earlier. And that really will constrain your ability to create and innovate and progress. So force yourself to surround yourself with people that are going to challenge you. And that's hard. It takes an evolved person to walk into that kind of critique.
Fantastic advice. Kathy, what are your 1 or 2 biggest lessons learned that might help other leaders as they face similar challenges?
Biggest lessons learned. I would say this, in interviewing for my Forbes blog a lot of leaders, what I see is they may be tremendous at what they do functionally, but they haven't dug deep enough to think about their teachable point of view, their thought leadership, and their authentic voice. It's pretty shocking to me how sometimes to achieve high levels of leadership, we're conforming. We are in some ways playing a political game, but that can actually do us a disservice if you're not thinking about the impact you want to make and thinking deeply about your views, as contrarian and controversial as they may be. So I think it's critical to think about your thought leadership and the impact you want to make in the world and not be afraid to go for that and dig deep.
Wow. So last question, Kathy. What one thing do you want people who are watching us to know about the future of their work?
I believe that many more people are capable of making a very large difference in the world, but they either are too afraid to think about that or believe that if they do that, they won't make a great living. So I would like everyone to think about what is the thing that gives their life meaning? What would make them say when they're 90 looking back, this is the thing I need to have done, the impact I need to have made, the legacy I need to have left behind. And if that thing is so powerful that you will feel regret not doing it, you've got to get on the path of doing it. And there are 3 things I'd love to say about that. When you look at the behaviors of people making that kind of impact, number 1, they look at the journey as the goal, not the end, not some critical milestone, right? They're very flexible and nimble, and they look at what's happening as the goal. And the second thing is they really focus on not what is, but what can be. And I think so many leaders today, so many top-level managers are looking at data, they're looking at statistics, they're trying to be competitive, they're trying to move as quickly as they can. But I think they fail sometimes to look at really what can be instead of how do I stay competitive right in this moment.
And not be trapped by where you were or what others are doing.
That's it.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for your insight.
Thank you.
Lovely. Always a pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Wow.